section 1.2 of trigonometry, we start learning about radians. The definition of a radian is an angle formed by an arc that is one radius in length. Radians are another way of measuring an angle. So we've already learned about measuring an angle in degrees. We're very familiar with that. Where there's 360 degrees in an entire circle, or half of a circle is 180 degrees, or what we call a right angle is 90 degrees. Well, radians is a different way of measuring that, and 1 radian is the angle that's formed, the measurement of the angle that's formed when we go an arc that's 1 radius in length. Let me demonstrate with this little string here. Okay, so on this circle if I measure 1 radius, which is halfway across the circle, and then I'm just going to cut my string to be that length. I'm using string so that I can then curve it around the edge of the circle. So again, here's the one I cut, so it's 1 radius in length. Then, if I start putting that around the circle like this, so that I have an arc length here that is 1 radius in length, so that this length, the length of this arc, is the same exact length as the radius of that circle, then the angle that is formed by doing that is called 1 radian. How many radians do you think are in an entire circle, like in 360 degrees? Well, let's try to find out by going around with our 1 radius length and just create 1 radian angles all the way around our circle. So there's 1, and there's a second one. And there's a third. Looks like we're going to get a little bit more than, well, we have a little bit more than 3. So if we keep going around the circle, we should end up with a little bit more than 6. So there's 4. And there's 5. And 6 plus a little bit. How much is left here, do you think? So there's 6 radians plus a bit more. How much of our 1 radius length do you think is left? Well, let's see. Looks like it might be about 1/5 of it, perhaps. So 1/5 would be 0.2. So maybe about 6.2, right? Let's start thinking about circles. Is there a certain number that we use with circles that we don't use with anything else? It's called a transcendental number. It uses a Greek letter to define it. Hopefully you're all thinking of it with me. The answer is pi, right? Well, let's think about the circumference of a circle. So pi is approximately 3.14. Can keep going forever with that decimal if we wanted to. Think about the circumference of a circle. You've learned that formula before. So the circumference of a circle is 2 times pi times r. Now, of course, r is the length of a radius. So here's the length of 1 radius, 2 radiuses, 3 radiuses, 4 radiuses, 5 radiuses, 6, and a bit. So if we were to take 2 pi and multiply by the length of the radius, we end up with the circumference of the circle all the way around. So since each one of those radiuses is, each one of those radius lengths is 1 radian, so this is 1 radian, right? So if we take our 2 pi and we multiply by 1 radian, that gives us 2 pi radians in one circle. Which basically means 2 pi radians equals 180 degrees. I'm not 180, 360 degrees, because it's all the way around. And if that's true, then 360 degrees is approximately equal to 6.28 radians. Isn't that what our little piece of string just told us? That we were able to go around with one radius length around the edge of the circle 6 and about 0.2 times. See how this all works together? It's just kind of awesome. All this stuff. Circles are amazing.